Joining us now, Fred Fleitz, former CIA analyst, chief of staff to Ambassador John Bolton, now senior vice president at the Center for Security Policy. Fred, great to see you.
Good to be here.
Your reaction here, I mean, I just want to, your thoughts about what Mueller has produced in the way of indictments.
You know, Lou, there's nothing here. There may have been some financial improprieties by Manafort. This Papadopoulos guy was a low-level guy. Think about what happened in July of 2016 when James Comey interviewed Hillary Clinton. She wasn't under oath. No record was kept. There was no grand jury. And she said, I know nothing. I know nothing. What if there was a legitimate, bona fide, independent investigation, independent counsel looking at all these improprieties by the Democrats? There'd be all kinds of indictments. That's the real injustice here.
And, you know, I hadn't thought about it the way you're constructing it. Also, you're looking at the Clinton Foundation, the sequence of vast payments, $140+ million. At the same time, an entity is taking charge of 20% of U.S. uranium. That's a pretty significant and obvious quid pro quo that should be at least understood, investigated in order to understand it. It looks corrupt on the face of it, does it not?
It does. And, you know, Tucker Carlson had a big breakthrough on this. He said the Russians were trying to get influence of Hillary Clinton when she was Secretary of State and as a potential president. They were trying to buy influence for her decisions on Uranium One and influence her once she was president. Look, the Russians thought she was going to win the election. I don't care what the intelligence community says. And as you and I know, most intelligence agencies did not think Russia intervened in the election to help Trump win. It was just 3 agencies.
Well, they've been intervening in elections for some time. Most of those elections, in fact, all of those elections were not elections in which Donald Trump was participating. What is troublesome is to think that those agencies did not notify, apparently, the President of the United States about that intervention. He seemed to be utterly shocked that Russians would in any way want to meddle in American society to our detriment. This is just a farce. I mean, you listen to James Clapper lie. You listen to the DNI. You listen to John Brennan, the head of the CIA. You watch him spy on the Senate Intelligence Committee that's supposed to be providing oversight of the CIA, and not a damn thing is done. This was the Obama intelligence community. It just stunk to high heaven.
I think that's right. Remember, during the campaign, there were intelligence officers saying off the record they didn't think they wanted to brief candidate Trump.
Oh, yes.
And then the dossier was briefed as part of the presidential daily brief to Mr. Trump. Now, either the intelligence community didn't know the Democratic Party was behind it, or they did know, and they briefed it to Trump anyway.
Yeah. The latter seems the more likely course because, one, despite whatever one thinks of our intelligence agencies, they are not made up of people so dumb that they wouldn't know. A fair assessment, or am I being optimistic?
Most intelligence officers are not political. They're loyal. I don't like them all being smeared because of the misdeeds of a few, but those few have done a lot of damage, and they have to be removed from the community to restore its reputation.